think that's gonna be my thing. Just rubbing hands every time I do a video. Like about to cook. About to cook. I feel like I am cooking myself in these videos. But anyways, um, this video is about the 1% rule. I don't even know if it's like professional to like. I want the videos that I do on the books to be like professional. Uh, so I don't know if not having a shirt on is completely professional. But anyways, I'm gonna do it anyways because I don't think a lot of people are gonna watch this or anyway. Plus, I think like once I actually do get to the point where I've improved myself and I get into deeper and better books, then I could look back on this and be like, okay, yep, I've improved or something like that. Anyways, this video is about the 1% rule. It's a book. I forget the author of it. Whoops. um, Tommy Baker. That's who it is. So I read this book, right? And what made me get the book, I was struggling to find motivation, I want to say. Even a couple weeks ago, my first video that I dropped, I think it was, I was struggling to find some motivation, man. I was still working out, but it wasn't like I was like, it's not even that you need motivation for the first part, but it's like I was working out and I just like wasn't feeling it. You know, I was just like, why am I doing this? You know, it felt like I needed some motivation or something, you know. So it's so weird how I was like that. Because I was like still reading and still working out and still doing all of this stuff to improve myself. But it was like I was missing something. So that's what led me to this book. Thinking that I was missing something. Not really like lacking, but like improving myself. There's something that's not connecting up here, or you know, it could have been the cold showers. I started taking cold. I was taking cold showers for a while, and I stopped, and now I'm back on them. And when I was taking cold showers, it was amazing. Uh, anyways, that's kind of what led me to read this book. Uh, Figuring I was missing something. I'm trying to improve myself. I'm trying to become successful in my own way, not in like the, I guess you could say, stereotypical way, but in my own way where I could be successful. Um, so that's what led me to read this book. I've said that so many times now. Oh my gosh. But uh, I read it on, I believe it might be Apple Books. Let me look. The app is just called Books, so it might be Apple Books. I believe so. Or it's not Apple Books, it's just this book app. I don't know. But I believe I was led to it in a certain way. I was looking for something. I'm like, okay, I need a book that's going to help me with what I need right now. That's kind of how I pick and choose my books. Okay, what book is going to help me the most right now in this? What do I need to read and study on right now? Stuff like that. So in a way, I was led to this book because I believe that like it's just what I needed to read at the time. So I was looking on like business books. Hey, what book is like, you know, calling for me right now? And that's just what this book is. So the 1% rule is all about, I guess you could say, progress. Making progress. I haven't seen progress in my life in quite a minute, and I wanted to see some progress, and I was like, okay, where am I messing up, you know? So the 1% rule, it kind of talks about that in a way. It didn't really like, it made me want to start YouTube actually. This was, I've been wanting to start YouTube, but this one was like, okay, there's never a perfect moment. Just do what you want to do now and just improve from there. Even with working out. When I first started working out, I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this or not. And now I'm glad I started. So it's the same thing with working out. There's never a perfect moment, just start it. So I mentioned that in my last video. But that's one thing I talked about. There's never a perfect moment. Start whatever you want to start now. Start going to the gym now. Start eating clean now. Get rid of sugar now. Start a YouTube channel now. Start reading now. Do whatever. Just do it now. uh, that's one thing it showed me. Which with every book I read, I think like in order to really grasp a book is like you read it and then you go out into the world and take some actions from what you learn from the book. I think that's how you get the most out of a book. So I think if I read a book and just like, talk about it the next day, I didn't really get too much from the book to talk about it. I can talk about the book itself, but I can't talk about personal experiences. So, I've read the book about a month ago-ish. It's been about a month. So the only thing that I've really the only actions I've really taken from the book is just like, it's almost the same thing I was doing, but making them better in a way. So my workouts. I wasn't really feeling much with my workouts, man. I wasn't feeling like I was getting good workouts. And now I'm going to the gym, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting some good workouts. Even with reading, kind of used to just like not really. Well, I did read for a while. I read and actually got into reading. Like I was focused, and then after a while, I was kind of bored with reading, and now I'm kind of getting a little bit more focused into it. So, kind of like, what are you doing now that you can make better in a way? So, that's another thing it showed me. There was also a lot. Tommy Baker had a lot of like. It's a good book for one, but he had like a lot of good information on kind of like getting your shit together in a way. So I think accountability. I made a video on accountability too, but I think he also talked about accountability. Like nobody is gonna put in the work except for you. Only you're gonna be able to put in the work that you want to reap in a way. So yeah, although I'm still pretty skinny, I don't really like where my body is. One day it's gonna be better if I keep getting 1% better and keep putting 1% work into my body. Um, Maybe another example is like bicep curls. You can do them with the dumbbell or you can do them with the barbell, or an easy bar or something like that. For some people, dumbbells are better. For some people, barbells are better, right? So it's also that's another thing with getting 1% better. Let's say you've never done barbell work or dumbbell work or something like that. This is just an example, obviously, but finding what better exercise there is for you and sticking with that for a little bit and then finding a better one. That's another. This is a vague example, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. There's different variations of exercises. Finding the best variation for you in the moment is what makes it better in a way. So that's another thing that I found out from the book. He also talked a lot. He gave a lot of resources at the end of the book that I like, meditations and stuff like that. I gotta go back to the book and see because I do if I want to say if you're into like reading books and stuff like that, or if you want to be successful, or if you're into the self-improvement space or something like that, to give the book a good read because I believe it's really good. So, all right, here's the chapters. Let's see here. All right, yeah, that's. I forgot to read the rest of the title. So, the 1% rule: how to fall in love with the process and achieve your wildest dreams. That is the full title. But really, I think the only thing that really depicts the book apart is how to, or what the book is truly about, is how to fall in love with the process. So it's all about the process. In a way, it's all about the process. Even this YouTube is about the process. You know, these videos aren't going to be shit, but it's a process. The workouts, they're going to be rough and difficult, but it's the process. Everything has a process. Even with jiu-jitsu, in a way. Jiu-jitsu, I'm trash, but there's a process to it, and you'll get it. It just comes from doing it every day and just getting better. So that's one thing it did talk about, doing it daily. Whatever your process is, whatever you're trying to accomplish, do it every day and work on getting better at that. Let's see. He did also, which I'm going to put on my website, an exercise that I've made that you can do with this book. But he did talk about creating a vision for yourself. What's your vision in life? You know, where do you want to be? You know, and that would kind of make you more into the process, get you more into the process. What do I want to do? Who do I want to be? And what do I got to do to reach that vision? So one of the best quotes I've ever heard, I guess you could call it a quote, but he mentioned this throughout the book after your vision thing, after you create your vision. It's what can I execute on right now that not only supports my vision, but shows that it's coming true. And hopefully I'm not copyrighting this at all. Hopefully this isn't copyright. It's kind of just a review or a summary. But I thought that was a powerful quote. What can I execute on right now that not only supports my vision, but shows that it's coming true? So you create a vision, and it could be as wild as you could possibly make it. And come up with some actions for that vision. Oh my gosh. And then execute it. Execute on them actions. Make some actions on where you want to go in life, and then do the actions. And that's the process right there. You know, that makes you want to do them in a way. You know, because I think like procrastination, I don't really want to work out. But then if you come up with this vision of, oh, okay, for most guys, work out just for girls. Let's be real here. But if you work out and you're not into it, but you hear that you'll get a bunch of hot girls if you start working out, then that would make you want to work out more in a way. It won't keep you working out, obviously. I've learned that from personal experience. It could be a good motivator, but it won't keep you working out. You won't stick with working out if that's what your motivation is behind it. But that's just an example. The vision is the girls, and then the action is working out, and then the process would actually be like, you know, hitting the gym or something like that. So that is another takeaway from the book. And then he does talk about doing that daily. So like practicing it, it's almost automatic, you know. If you have a process that you want to execute on or a vision that you want to get to, doing it daily is almost going to make it automatic. it's almost going to be like automatic if you just do it every day or when you can or something like that. Eventually, you just become the process in a way. He does mention the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. He does mention that book. So, like, deep work would be like what would go well with this book because just being focused on the process. He does talk about persistence as well. Persistence was in Think and Grow Rich. You can take L's all day, but if you stay persistent, that W is going to come either way. You know, persistence is, I can't really say that like I have too much experience with persistence. I work on being persistent. I try and be persistent as much as possible. But I can see why people aren't, because you do take L's. You take L's and L's and L's and L's and L's and more L's until you get the W. And staying persistent, most people give up right before the W. So staying persistent, especially on the process, is what's going to get you where you want to go. So it also does talk about overnight success. So with the process, this whole video is going to relate to simply the process. That's kind of what the book talks about. It's just the process. I forgot about that. I mentioned some key takeaways at the beginning, but now I'm just going to talk about the process. So overnight success, right? I believe in the Millionaire Fastlane as well. MJ DeMarco talked about overnight successes. People see the results, they don't see the process. You see the process, right? And the results come from the process. You know, you can't have results without the process. So that's another thing. Delaying gratification as much as possible. Smoking, sugar, I guess you can consider that. Drinking. What are some other strip clubs? Some other NSFW stuff that I'm not really gonna mention, but it's instant gratification. Let's just call it that. Delayed gratification on the process is gonna be your best friend, you know. So that's another thing I talked about, which I think the only instant gratification that I'd be like, I eat a little bit of sugar here and there. Yeah, really. What else? Hot showers, I guess you can say. Sometimes I want to take a hot shower and just be comfortable. Anything that makes you comfortable. What else? I don't know. Since I've been on this self-improvement journey, I've definitely stayed away from instant gratification. I used to smoke. I used to drink and stuff. I wouldn't consider myself a drinker, but I definitely drank, and that's what. It's like, that's all it is. I don't really do any of those really bad instant gratification stuff that just destroys your life. But I see other people doing it. I might make another whole video on that, actually. I might make another whole video on that. But delayed gratification is going to be your best friend. So just staying away from instant gratification. Oh, Netflix, YouTube can definitely be one. I do go on YouTube Shorts quite often because I have YouTube on my phone, and I just go on there just to scroll sometimes, which I should stop, but also my algorithm, I don't really think it's too bad. It's like gym, jiu-jitsu content, fighting stuff. More educational stuff in a way. Not everything, but most of it pertains to my process or my mission. So let's just say that. I'm obviously not perfect. I have done some stuff that has, This might be a whole nother video. Damn. Let me just continue with the book, because that's what this video is about. Staying away from instant gratification is just another whole thing. And that's one of the best things that you can hear. Staying away from instant gratification. Enjoying delayed gratification. Cold showers, working out, eating clean, healthy foods, stuff like that. Another one. He does talk about roadblocks. So roadblocks, I believe everyone's gonna go through them. I think I'm going through one right now. Actually, I'm kind of blocked in one, and I don't really know what to do. And YouTube is kind of just like what I'm doing with it. But I'm kind of blocked. I've been through roadblocks where it was like, this girl is distracting me from the gym, so I'm gonna have to like ditch her. Oh, she was upset that I didn't want to be with her, so now she's trying to, get me back. So that was a roadblock. What else? There were some other things too that I'll talk about in future videos. But it's like eventually on any quest in life, you're gonna hit a roadblock. Something's gonna try and stop you. Somebody's gonna try and bring you down. Something like that. So he does talk about like, that's where persistence comes in. Hey, if there's a roadblock, go through it or work through it or something. Just go through it, Just stay on your path, stay on your mission, stay on the grind, keep doing what you need to do. Stop giving yourself excuses. Don't use the roadblocks as excuse to stop. Don't stop. Urgency, accountability. He does talk about, that's another thing. Urgency and accountability. Those were two other things. So you can be like, have like urgency in this task, right? But if you don't have accountability, then it's probably not going to get done. But you could have accountability, but you can't have, or if you don't have high urgency with it, then it's really like whatever in a way. But having high urgency and high accountability is where you would see some nice results, I guess you can say. I don't know. But yeah, having high urgency and high accountability with whatever actions you need to do to take care of your process. So I'm going to put on my website, and I'm going to put a link in the description to it, an exercise you can do on the book, with the book. Which I'm going to do the exercise. I haven't done it yet, but I think it's a pretty good exercise. Just gets you thinking, get you a little motivated. Yeah, I would say create a vision for yourself. That's kind of what the book helps you create, the vision. But yeah, read the book. And if you've read the book and you watch this video, check the link in the description to my website to do this little extra exercise. Get you a little bit motivated on the process. But yeah, just do what you need to do get to where you want to go. That's really all the book really talked about. Do what you need to do to get to where you want to go. Where do you want to go in life? Come up with that idea and then do what you need to do to get there. I would talk about my vision, but I think it's also personal, Make a vision for yourself, Don't tell nobody about it. Make it yours in a way. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Of course, this isn't the best video, but if you watched my previous videos, you know that all my videos are just gonna keep getting better and better. So this is the process for me. For me, YouTube is the process. So yeah, in 1 to 2, 3 years, maybe it's gonna be way different, you know, and then the process is gonna like just compound. So yeah, that's all I can really give you from now in this video for now. Uh, yeah, hopefully you got something useful out of it. I don't know, but definitely check the link in the description to my website to do this exercise. Um, I think it's a pretty good one. Uh, I got multiple ideas from multiple sources for it, so I think it's a pretty good exercise. And I don't think this is copyrighted. I don't think you can technically say it's copyrighted. Um, but it's just like a little practice exercise. Asks you some questions, and yeah, that's it. So, um, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video.